Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, this is my little video to show you guys how we built this greenhouse. We used some YouTube videos that we saw to kind of guide us along, but we kind of also had to invent a lot of stuff as we go along, as we went along. First of all, what we did is we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 hoops, so each hoop consists of 2 10-foot sections of 3/4 inch PVC cut into 5-foot sections. The reason we cut them in 5-foot sections is so we could throw this joint here in the middle so it wouldn't be kind of a V, but so that it would bow. So basically what we have is we have 9 of these hoops. Go here, they have a star, another star here, and then there's nothing at the bottom. Then of course the ones on the end are just T's because they only have to go one direction. Between the hoops here, this is 3 feet. This is a 3-foot section of 3/4 inch PVC, and it's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's not going to hold up to a big windstorm, but it'll be pretty sturdy for now, for this time of year. Down here on the ground, what we did is we used 2x6s. We built a 12-foot wide by 24-foot long, just a box, and we tried to square it as much as possible, although it doesn't have to be absolutely square because we're working with hoops and plastic and what have you. We just used 8-foot 2x6s and married them up. Then to get the poles in, every 3 feet along the 2x6s, we put a mark. We drove a rebar in there. There's about an 8-inch piece of rebar sticking up out of the ground, and we just put the PVC down on top of it and bend it, and it's flexible enough to do that. We didn't glue these. We had a miscommunication. I thought Heather wanted them unglued, and she thought I wanted them unglued. In retrospect, I would probably glue these if we do this again, but they're working fine unglued. I think that's about it for inside, isn't it? This is 12 feet wide side to side. I think I've mentioned that. There were some people on YouTube that said they did it at 14 feet wide, but that made it come down a little lower. I suppose you could do it wider and put another 5-foot or 10-foot in your hoop, and it would be just fine. The problem then becomes finding the plastic, which we'll discuss. Well, we'll discuss the plastic now. So this plastic sheet, we bought this at Lowe's for like 90 bucks, and it was a 20-foot wide by 100-foot long piece of plastic. They called this clear. It's not really clear, but it'll work for a greenhouse. People online will tell you to use some other type that's sold by gardening places, because supposedly this PVC and this plastic interact over time and cause one another to dry rot. But because we're taking this down at the end of the summer, I didn't feel like we needed to do that because it's kind of more of a temporary thing here. What we ran into was all the instructions that tell you how to build this. They're very vague about when you start to wrap it with plastic, because it makes it seem like it's easy, and it's not. It's a huge pain in the butt. Didn't work out for us, because what we originally did was just covered it and tried to button up the ends like a Christmas present. It didn't work. It was a disaster. So what we did in the end is we cut out a piece to fit the end, and we taped that on. We cut out a piece for the doors in this end, and we taped those on, and then the rest of this over the top is one piece. If we do it again next time, I will probably make this separate pieces too. I'll cover the top here with one piece and tape it, and then I will make the side flaps another panel and tape them. As to how the side flaps are put on, this is a piece of, you can see 2 layers here. This is this is a piece of 1x3 with a piece of 1x1 taped to it. The plastic comes down over it, and I'll show you when we get to the outside.
It's not taped to it. It's screwed to it.
Screwed to it, sorry. And when we get to the outside, I'll show you how that is, and then we'll come back and talk about the door. So the plastic just comes down over this first 1x2, and this is screwed in. This is what's holding the plastic in, so that the plastic is pulling on this rather than directly on the screws. That's how they say to do it on YouTube. I don't know if there's any gain to that over just taping it. So, but what we wanted to have was the side loose so that we can open it up if we want to and air it out. And that Velcro didn't stick.
Yeah.
So this is still a work in progress. Figure out what we're gonna do with the sides. But I don't know if this is necessary. I think if you just invest in the tape, which I don't know would cost any more than the wood. So for the door, we just built a really simple. We measured out what we thought we wanted because it's not a standard door, and we just built a 2x4 frame, and kind of framed it into the 2x6 down here. And we do have it. You can't see it, but we have it screwed in up here with some of these same type of brackets that are down here, but we bent them to make them fit up here. And we just framed out the door, just like I said, the size we wanted it. And then on this hinge side, in making the frame, I put 1-inch PVC on here, on the outside of this 3/4 inch PVC on both top and bottom to make my hinges. Then we just clamp the 1-inch to the 2x4 and the 3/4 inches inside it, and it'll move. There'll be some friction over time, but again, there's no weight on it and there's no stress. And then we put this typical barn latch that we all know and love on the outside. That about covers it. If there's any questions, let me know. Thanks.